All right, I think I'm on the air right now, and I want to try something and see if everyone. All right, I think that did not work as the way I'd like to, so there goes my hopes of Jap matches in English live, but oh well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Poobah Pelvic Pulsation, the Commander-in-Chief of Kick-Ass. I am your host tonight for what should be in a very exciting evening. I am President Clinton, and I am joined tonight by my good pal, the host of Faux IYH, the good man from right over here.
Jobs. I'm glad to be here, President. We've got a very exciting and eventful week of wrestling to discuss. Can't wait to get to the foe in your head.
I know, I know. So I was kind of hoping that I could play videos during this and then it would work and everyone would see it, but it doesn't seem to be the case here. So all you fat, out of shape, Diablo erotica fan fiction writing vagabond virgins, you just have to keep the noise down and hear us talking about all the stuff that's going on.
That's right. Yeah. Had a great. I thought the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was great. Lot of not a lot a big shocking turn there at the in the main event, but I guess we'll get to that later.
Big, big new champion. No, I haven't seen that one before, but
Uh, it's a good thing that they're pushing the younger guys. I'm glad to
I,
see that they're really embracing this new generation of professional wrestlers.
well, I am one to admit that I kind of skew to older wrestlers. I like to see them, but to put the belt on a new guy like this, I think it was a smart move. But we'll get to that. Pre-show this time, I was very disappointed because the last two pay-per-views we have had very exciting midget matches, which I have enjoyed tremendously, and there wasn't one on this pre-show.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, they fired a good of the midget matches this recently with the axing of three-man band. But I was disappointed too. Instead, we got a Daniel Bryan promo and Bo Dallas.
Well, yeah, that that Bo Dallas promo. I like Daniel Bryan. But my God, just when he can rise to the occasion, he does something like calling him a boner. And I'm like, Harley Race wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he used a he used an insult that hasn't been used in maybe 50, 60 years.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's just whatever. It's so stupid. And they got him out there dressed like a goofball, like he's just there casually, like he was in the audience. Doesn't look like world champion at all. I,
No, he just looks like a he just looks like a homeless man that they dress that dressed up nice. And
I,
then you got Bo Dallas out there. There's one thing that bothers me about Bo Dallas, and I think the gimmick's okay. I think he's funny, but his T-shirt is always soaking wet.
I have noticed that. I find that very entertaining, and I'm not sure why they do that, but just to make it seem like he's running around sweating, or I don't know, pretending he's the Rock or something.
I feel bad for him. Have you ever tried to take off a soaking wet T-shirt? It's kind of hard.
It's a real pain in the ass, but he's a professional. He's gonna do it. So no midget match. Just the jibber jabber in there, and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, also first pre-show that's was Sans Josh Matthews, who was just recently released by the WWE.
I know it's sad times.
I will say, quite a career for that guy in the WWE. He was one of the runners up on Tough Enough, and he had a good 15, 16-year career with the company.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, Tough Enough was like that.
Yeah,
That Tough Enough was like 90, 99, 2000 maybe. So yeah, 15 years, 14, 15 years.
man,
So yeah, that's pretty good.
good for him. It's like the JTG over there, who's also gone now. Sad
Yeah,
time.
that is sad.
But I don't know. 15 years for Josh Matthews, my goodness. And he was
Yeah,
only recently made his way up to SmackDown, and then they kicked him off of it.
yeah, he did the ECW there for a while, and then they moved him to SmackDown, and then they just relegated him to the pre and post shows. So I mean, good on him. Good on him. We'll see what happens to him best in his future endeavors.
It'll be, soon enough, it'll be him and Taz calling all the action there at Impact, and it'll be
Oh
horrible.
yeah, that'll be exciting. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, it'll be something else. But so I thought the pay-per-view started off with the tag team match, which I enjoyed, the Usos and the other Wyatts.
Yeah, Wyatt's coming down to some new music, some like hard southern rock, which I didn't think really fits their gimmick, but whatever. I'm sure they'll have new music again next week. I just don't see why they don't use the same thing they use for Bray Wyatt with them.
I guess that's just for him, that they don't want those other goobers messing with his aura or something.
Now, I'll say that every time these guys have worked together, I've really enjoyed it. I think that these two teams have great chemistry, and I think that was the case here tonight or on the pay-per-view Sunday. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was a great show.
Don't let him know this is pre-taped. Jeez, come on.
Yeah, I thought that I've always enjoyed the Usos. They get a lot of shit for some reason in our chat room, but I think that they have great matches every time they're out there.
Well, Tazo hates the Usos. He thinks they're too street. Should be more Samoan-like, and headbutt and eat raw chicken and stuff like
The
that.
bare feet, yeah.
Yeah, bare feet. I don't know.
But yeah, I was kind of shocked that they didn't put the straps on the Wyatts. I thought that this was a good time for that. Usos have kind of held the titles for a while, and to really get the Wyatts over, I thought it would be a good time for that. But I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I would have thought there would have been a switch here too, but maybe they got plans for Bray and they don't think these two need the titles. I don't know, but
I really enjoy Luke Harper. I think he's got a big singles career ahead after the Wyatt stuff is done.
Harper is Bruiser Brody Jr.
I've never noticed he looks like Bruiser Brody until you just said that.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Not to mention that every time he's on TV, JBL says he looks like Bruiser
Yeah.
Brody.
Well, some people are a little slow on the uptake.
Yes, yes, but good match, good match. Usos retain. I wasn't happy that they retained, but I still thought it was a good match.
I thought it was a good match. I enjoy USO matches. I I don't think I'll ever really get into them as a team, but they put on a good enough of a match where I don't hate seeing them on TV.
No, no, they fill a role nicely. I think they do a good job.
Yeah, I think so too.
Was the next match was that our one of the that was our Divas title match, wasn't it?
It was one of the two ladies matches on the card, which
Yeah, that
which
that blew
shows
my
you how
mind.
many guys are stuck in these ladder matches when they have them. But Paige versus Naomi.
Paige and yeah, that was it. Paige and Naomi. And as far as divas go, these are the two divas that can actually work. I would say. Um, it was what it was. Paige retained. I thought that we would see a heel turn by the other Funkadactyl, Cameron.
Well, it's coming. If it
Yeah,
hasn't
they
happened yet, it's coming.
they teased it on Raw. But this match was what it was. I mean, it was okay for a divas match.
Yeah, who cares? I don't.
I think that Mojo Rawley there in NXT should get some heat for using Naomi's ass to the face spot there.
He did steal her ass to the face bump, which I found it quite amusing.
Yes, yes.
But I can't stand him. I don't see him having any potential.
Oh no, I do like that he uses Earthquake's finish. That's nice, but
Yeah, uses Earthquake's finish, and he's a normal sized dude. Taking Naomi's ass to the face. I, I don't know. He runs around a lot like the Ultimate Warrior, but not nearly as sexy as Linda McMahon would describe it. Or
as charismatic as or sexy.
oh yeah, so freaking Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, he'll be a jobber on SmackDown and get released. But next match was this. Was that the Big E? Did Big E and Rusev have a match on the pay-per-view?
They did, but I want to say that Damian Sandow was dressed as Paul Revere,
That's right. Yeah, that was and
and he had a
Adam
match with
Rose.
Adam
Yeah,
Rose,
Adam Rose.
who God do I hate. Like I
Now,
legitimately hate him.
I like Adam Rose for the simple fact that
We might have to stop doing this show.
for the simple fact that he's one of those gimmicks that just pisses off the marks.
I I hate him. I just if this is they're building a great heel character or something right here, they are doing an excellent job because I want to see everyone who gets in the ring with him kick his ass.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
annoys me.
he has a face that's easily dislikable, I would say. But what are they doing with Sandow? I mean, a year ago he was Mr. Money in the Bank, and did he piss somebody off backstage or
He must have done something wrong because ever since he had that really good match with Cena where he actually didn't win the title, uh, I don't think he's done anything of consequence since. They got him dressing up as different stuff each week, and he's doing a good enough job where it entertains me, but he's too talented to be in this role.
Oh, I agree. I thought the Vince on Raw was great, and he's doing the best with what they're giving him. But I mean, he deserves better. I think. I mean, he's a guy that you could put in a good solid mid card feud with for like the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title because God knows they're not doing anything there. I mean, give him something other than this.
Yeah, I know. At least let him get beat by Rusev. He doesn't even have that honor.
No, no, it's quite sad. It's quite sad, but quick little squash match and whatever.
Let's see, what else was there? There was, and then I think it was the first Money in the Bank ladder match for the actual briefcase, not the
Yeah,
title.
and fun match. All ladder matches are always fun. All Money in the Bank ladder matches are always fun. Now, up and like they didn't announce this match up until like what was it, a week, 2 weeks before the show. So the whole time I was just thinking that they were just going to do the one match. And after they announced all the participants, I was thinking, well, these are usually, car crash matches with a bunch of high spots,
A
and
lot of
these
flippity
guys,
doos and stuff.
yeah,
And
and these guys in this match are not really those type of wrestlers. So I guess they did the second one with put Kofi and Ziggler and Rollins and those type in it, so they can do those flippy doos and whirly dids and stuff like that. But it was a fun match. I liked the finish. I liked that. Uh, I guess they're kind of trying to make Ambrose the new Daniel Bryan. It seems.
Kind of a new Daniel Bryan, but with like a Pillman attitude or something. It's different. I like it.
I like it too. I thought he would be the one to go heel, but I think that he's the fans have really embraced Ambrose. I was kind of afraid when the Shield disbanded for Ambrose because he's one of those. I liken him to William Regal, whereas William Regal is works a different style. He's good, but the U.S. fans are not really akin to Regal's style. So I kind of relate him and Ambrose, whereas Ambrose kind of works a different style, and but fans have kind of really embraced him, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with him too. So, looking forward to that. Seth Rollins wins this match, and
What do you think about Seth Rollins' new gear?
he, it's interesting. He's a
Super villain.
yeah, a super villain, but I don't even know how to place it because I know enough when I see these superhero movies where who I know who everyone is, but I swear he's stolen someone's outfit, but I can't place who it is. But
No, but fun match. A lot of crazy spots. I really liked the backdrop off the ladder onto the other ladder. Um,
yeah, that one looked like it hurt like a bitch.
it was it was funny because he bounced up and then yeah, it was kind of a funny spot. But I'm trying to think if there were any more spots that just kind of wowed me. I really can't think of anything off the top.
These matches, you watch them and you enjoy them, but you don't really remember anything. It's
Right.
just the
Yeah.
nature of the match. I mean, Kane came out and he spoiled the finish. I mean, that was I guess, the big spot to remember.
Yeah. And gave the world's most gentle tombstone pile driver.
I know. I
He just
thought that myself. I'm like, well, they should at least cut to a different camera angle. That just looked pitiful.
I'm just gonna lie you down very gingerly here, Dean Ambrose.
Oh, Dean Ambrose. And then next match after this, I believe, was Rob Axel versus Golden Stardust, match 72.
Now, what do you what do you think about Stardust? Are you up for this? Do you think it's a good turn for Cody?
I'm on the bandwagon.
I
I
think
like
it's good
this.
too. And I'll tell you what I do like about it. I like that he's changed his move set. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he's doing stuff. He did a springboard bionic elbow, which I thought was great. I really like he's embraced this new character and has completely changed up his move set.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I I'm thinking I'm using the wrong microphone here, actually. But whatever.
Yeah, you're much louder now.
Okay, good. Um, so I might have that fixed. Um,
But
sorry, I've distracted myself.
but
I like Stardust. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I've seen it's getting a lot of negative feedback on the Twitter. But what were they going to do with Cody anyways? Where were they going to go with him?
Well, I thought it was weird that they had been a tag team. I'm one of these guys. If you're a tag team for more than a month, you should have matching gear.
Yes,
You
yeah.
should have a name. You should go the whole 9 yards and at least pretend to go through the steps there. I'm like, you can't really do anything with Gold Dust and Cody. And I'm like, I thought for a while they should paint him up too, but I didn't actually think they'd do it.
I was disappointed though that during the whole find a new partner angle that they didn't bring back Booker T for Book Dust for one night at least.
That would have been good.
Because I really thought that Booker T and Goldust together were gold. But
I agree. I was a big fan of that little combo there for a while.
I think it's too early to judge right now. I think we just need to give it some time and see where it goes.
I'm being honest. I think it's already an improvement because I got tired of Cody Rhodes quite a while ago. So,
Speaking of things that are not an improvement, Curtis Axel's new gear.
well, I will say he might have figured that out because he wasn't wearing it on Raw the next night.
He looked like a pre-created creator wrestler on on one of the old Attitude Era games.
Yeah, that was not looking good. And then this is stupid, but if a guy wears a singlet and his nipples are showing, it looks totally weird. For some reason, it's not a big deal if he's, just topless.
Right.
It's not weird to see nipples. But if you're wearing a singlet and you can see nipples, it just looks weird.
Yeah, if you feel like you need a black bar over
I know, it's just wrong.
but he even had a little axe on the back of on the back of the singlet, and I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah, he put some thought into this. It wasn't he forgot his gear and that's what they had in the back. Thought this was going to be great, and then no, not so
No,
much.
not really. Now, what he needs to get he needs to find who Ryback's singlet guy is, and get some airbrush singlets.
Well, they've been a team for a long time. At least they got a name, but they should dress similar now.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I need my tag teams to have matching gear.
I, it's just lazy otherwise. We got the next match was our boy Rusev and the Reverend Big E Langston.
I like Big E's Big E's preacher gimmick here that he's going through. I think that at least they're doing something with him. The big thing about when he lost the title to Barrett was the fans were going ape shit for Barrett and weren't Big E they didn't really care about. And it's just the fact that I think Barrett had a gimmick. Big E wasn't really doing anything. I think they were cheering for the guy that had the gimmick.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, it's just you got two boring guys, and then one of them's doing something funny. You're gonna cheer the guy who's doing something funny.
Right. Um, but because Big E, I don't know if you've checked out his Twitter or seen his like the backstage videos they do on YouTube, but he has he has personality. I don't know why they haven't let him show that on TV, but maybe this is the start of that.
I hope so. You got to do something with it. Hey,
Uh,
what? He does not wave a flag well. I will tell you that. He's way too
um,
violent about it.
the last pay-per-view, not this one, but the one before, there was like a 10 seconds where he and Rusev just waved their flags at each other, and it made me laugh so hard because they're just both violently waving flags at each other.
Neither of them really knew what they were doing there.
No, no. I don't. Do you think that do you think that we finally got somebody who's gonna take Rusev out with swagger? Well, I guess we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that because that's its own whole separate thing. But I thought this Big E match was pretty good. They took that hell of a bump where he dove through the ropes at him and almost killed himself, it seemed like. But this was a hard. I enjoyed this match much more than I thought I would. I thought it was a good back and forth, and then of course Rusev he finally did his thing and took down Big E.
Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't expect much going in, but pleasantly surprised. It was what it was. They're still building up Rusev strong.
Yeah, they're gonna go somewhere, and eventually he'll win the U.S. title, and it'll be a thing. But
I'm want to see him have longer matches. Because even in NXT he was just doing squashes. So I mean I I'm curious to see if he could actually put together maybe a 15, 20-minute pay-per-view match.
yeah, I have my doubts about that. I don't know that he's got enough material for that sort of thing. I mean, he'd have to have somebody in there really, really dragging it out of him.
Now this is like this is kind of the gold. I feel like this is kind of the Goldberg push, which I mean Goldberg was packaged way better, but they're kind of protecting him here, by just putting him in squash matches, and everybody he has worked as far as like has made him look good. So I don't I don't know if maybe if they put him in there with somebody like an RVD or a Jericho, maybe they might be able to pull a good match out of him.
I don't know about RVD, but Jericho could
Yeah,
definitely do
yeah.
it. I'm not sure RVD can pull matches out of anyone right now.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I agree.
But so that match was what it was. Rusev wins. He does his camel clutch that's got the different name. And then we had the match everyone was looking forward for the evening. Summer Rae versus Layla. There was a lot of innuendo in the back.
Yeah, I didn't know this match was happening until like 10 minutes before.
Well, I think this shows something about how enlightened of a company that the WWE is because, usually in wrestling, it's two guys fighting over a woman. It's a very, very sexist thing, but these are two liberated women fighting over a man.
Right,
This is
right.
very progressive.
A man with a man with the gyrating hips.
Gyrating hips and sparkles and
He doesn't have his curtain anymore, but god damn it, he still has those hips.
he doesn't have his curtain or his giant light bright thing that came down. And boy, they've. Well, I don't know if they. I guess I was gonna say they've cooled off on him, but he's on the show each week and he's got angles, so
Yeah,
they're
I
not
mean,
good.
I would say as long as you're on TV, you're safe. But then three-man band.
You, I had a kick out of three-man band for a while there. They were entertaining, and they they had just come off this long streak where they weren't doing anything with them, and then they start doing stuff with them, and they're like, oh yeah, well those guys are fired.
I thought the stuff they did was great. I
Yeah,
enjoyed I enjoyed seeing them every week on TV.
well at
And
least
I don't know if you heard Drew McIntyre on Jericho's podcast,
I haven't listened to that yet. I downloaded it, but I haven't listened.
but it was pretty much the saddest thing I've ever heard. He just talking about how he knew the gimmick was shit, like he didn't want to do it, but his his uh his idea was, if I put everything I have into this, the office will appreciate me and I'll eventually get a push. And we saw where that got him.
Well, he should have known better. Once you get beat up by your wife, you're not going anywhere. He's lucky he had the job for as long as he did.
Maybe he'll go to TNA and they'll make an angle out of it.
Now, Taryn Terrell and TNA, she's got way too much stroke to bring that goober in.
Yeah, she'll nix that.
She won't let that happen. So I think who the hell won this match? Layla? That sounds right.
Yeah, yeah. Like this was a weird feud because both of these women are very unlikable. So who are you supposed to cheer and who are you supposed to like? I just
Well, even the premise is stupid. It's like, all right, Summer Rae is mad because this guy dumped her, but she wants to win him back because he's an ass. I don't know. Why does she want him back?
I don't know. There's a theory that the worse you treat a woman, the more she'll want you. So
Well,
maybe I don't.
there's a lot of truth to that.
That is very true.
It makes no sense, but everyone learns that. Even if everyone's at least tried it once, and it always works. It makes no sense. The trick is just not to break out into laughter when you do it.
But I mean, this match was, card filler, time filler. And then was the next match the main event?
It was the main event. It was the big boy ladder match.
The big boy ladder match. You had,
Listening to Shaheen. What are you
yeah,
doing here?
that's what I thought.
I like Shaheen.
I do too, yeah. But we're the backup in your head when everybody's napping.
Jeez, these dogs are scaring the shit out of people. I don't know. Whatever. Big boy ladder match. We had Roman Reigns and Randy Orton and Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, Del Rio, Kane, Sheamus, John Cena,
And that's
and
it.
I think that's everyone.
Yep. And I thought it was a good match. Thought it was yeah. I mean, fine match. I guess that's all. That's all I'll say about it. Nothing really stood out about this match either. There weren't any crazy spots or
Orton got busted open.
12 staples to the head. Yeah, yeah.
12 head staples. That's more than I've ever had.
Somebody always gets busted open in one of these matches the hard way.
Well, you can't do it the more pleasant way, I would assume.
Last time, last pay-per-view, CM Punk got the staples to the head.
Yep.
So it was, I guess it was Randy Orton's time this go around. Uh, I really hope that John Cena carries the belts on that hanger.
Well, I would prefer that to the way he's doing it now, just hanging them both over his neck.
Uh, yeah, but John Cena won. They're pushing the new guy, so that's exciting to see.
Yeah, I was still holding out hope that the Hulkster would come out there and win the belt, but alas, they're really doing a slow build for this new Hogan title run, so I'll just keep waiting. Maybe SummerSlam. I
I
don't.
I don't know. I guess I can see both sides of the coin. I definitely want to see new blood up there, but John Cena's the safe guy. And right now it seems like the WWE is kind of going through a Great Depression. They're, they've lost all their money, so they need to put it on a winner. So they went with Cena. I don't know.
I don't hate it. It's just I have no problem with John Cena matches most of the time. They're usually good. That he can get some stuff out of guys that others can't. Yeah, his matches, like I said, are usually good, but it's just such a stale act that I would have preferred someone else. But looking at it, who else was in there? I don't think Bray Wyatt's ready to be the champion. I don't think Roman Reigns is ready to be the champion. It'd be boring to put it on Kane or Orton. There was like 17 other guys in this match. Cesaro, he's been on a losing streak. He's just there so Paul Heyman can talk about Lesnar.
Yeah.
Um,
Now I don't know if you're aware of this, but the WWE Reddit leaker, he got the main event wrong for the first time.
oh man,
He said that Kane was going to win.
Kane was going to win. That wouldn't have even made any sense. Not even storyline wise, it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah, that was that's what he said. And after he posted that, the odds of Kane winning on that betting site went way up.
I would have thought that all those sites would have been shut down after WrestleMania because of Lesnar. I wouldn't have thought they'd have any money left. I mean, how do you not take that bet? I'm sure it was like a bajillion to one. Yeah, I'll bet $10 on it. Who cares? Either they didn't pay out, or I don't know.
Maybe they do like Bitcoin or something.
There you go. Well, there you
But
go.
overall, good pay-per-view. It was all right.
Yeah,
Nothing really memorable, but I enjoyed it. I haven't. I will say that I have enjoyed every pay-per-view under the network.
I have too. I was just about to say that. Haven't hated any pay-per-views that have come on over the network. I don't know if that's because I feel like they're not as expensive, or if it's just I don't know, but they've been good.
I feel like I got my $10 worth.
Yeah, I have no complaints about it. Some people were saying that the network was jumpy for them, and I really didn't have that, but
Yeah, I haven't had any issues really with the network since I've signed up. That first day was pretty bad, but ever since then it's been pretty smooth.
yeah, those first couple days I had some issues, but other than that, I was in. I don't think I've had anything wrong. But that, like I said, that I think this is going to be a big flaw that the WWE Network is always going to have, because people are never going to blame their ISP for the issues they're having with the
Right.
WWE Network. They're always going to think, oh my God, these people, oh they didn't expect, they got to do this better. It's all jumpy. Well, maybe your old, you know, you know,
Your modem that's 15 years old.
exactly. Your wireless router that runs off, it's a 801B or whatever it is. It's kind of old now. Maybe you need a new wireless router.
Right, right, yeah. My I lost the pay-per-view there for about 10 minutes due to a power outage, and I blamed Vince McMahon.
How dare you, Vince? How dare you?
Oh, so we have a huge breaking story to talk about that I think needs to be addressed before we even get to Raw. Uh, Emma is a kleptomaniac.
Apparently, now she says that she was using the self-checkout gimmick, and she just accidentally walked off with this
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
this iPad case, which who doesn't accidentally walk off with, like, a watermelon or a Mars bar from the grocery store or something, and it happens.
Yeah, we are for people do forget things. We are a forgetful nature.
Maybe she had it on in the part of the card underneath, and it just slipped her mind.
That's right, right, right. Or maybe she thought, I want to see what this looks like on my iPad, and she just put it on and tried to walk it.
There you go. I mean, lots of things going on here. Maybe in Australia they let you leave with stuff and come back and pay for it later. I don't know.
I don't know, but she lost her job, and then she she got her job. So interesting 48 hours for Emma.
Yeah, I mean, well, they fired her real quick, and I want to say she was charged with. I want to say, and I think it's seriously what it was. It was something like six degree petty larceny or something.
Yes, that was the charge.
Which, Swagger was recently arrested on DUI and pot. Uh, the other Funkadactyl tried to bribe a cop
And was arrested for DUI.
and arrested for DUI. Uh,
Just very recently, Alex Riley was arrested for DUI.
DUI. Lots of DUIs going on.
Her boyfriend Santino was arrested for a DUI.
So DUIs, whatever.
Jericho potatoed a bitch in the face, and
Yep. I forgot about that one.
that's one of my favorite things ever.
But stealing a $40 item, that gets you fired pretty damn quick.
No, you were mistaken. It was $21.99.
$21.99.
They don't fuck around in Hartford, Connecticut.
No, apparently not. I guess I see why they fired. It's just so embarrassing. It's like TNA level stuff if you got to steal a $21.99 item.
Yeah, like part of me wants to believe that it was just a mix-up.
I almost believe it has to be, unless she was dared to do it or something stupid.
But this is just like the Brad Maddox cave situation, which he is still in a cave. It's
He has got one magnificent telephone battery. He is in a foreign country. He's probably out of network. But his battery has survived 6 days or something. He was able to post a new video.
yeah, dude's on the Edge network right now, so it took him a good 3 hours to upload those videos.
But battery is he's doing well.
But this and the Emma story, they're too funny to to believe that they're not real. Like I want to believe that she walked into that Walmart with the intention of stealing that iPod case, because that's too fun. That's way too funny to me.
It's like Nash stories or Larry Zabisco stories. You know when they're telling them they're not true, but you just believe them anyways because they're that entertaining.
It's better that way.
It is better that way. Uh, I don't know. And everyone was up in arms when she was fired for those 45 minutes.
I think that's why she got her job back.
Like, oh my God, you can't fire Emma. She's been on TV like 4 times. She does that
Because
dance.
she pops bubbles with her fingers.
Yeah, which
She's
no one has ever done before.
she's Santino's girlfriend. What's he gonna do?
I,
Um,
I talk about all the gimmicks Santino's got. He's run through like the women of the WWE very well.
oh yeah, he was with Maria and then Beth Phoenix.
Yep,
He was with Tamina for a while.
yep.
Emma, am I missing anybody? I'm sure I am.
I think there's a couple more, but I can't think of them. But heck, he's run through a good chunk of the ladies there in the WWE.
Good for him. But yeah, I mean, I think that people took to Twitter and got Emma her job back, saying it was a double standard that Jack Swagger and Cameron recently got to keep their jobs, which I believe bribing a cop is a felony. So,
She must have done a decent job because she's not locked up.
um, but my whole thing was, uh, you're more expendable if your value to the company is not great. Which I get, you can make an argument that Cameron was more important at the time, and I am under the impression that Jack Swagger
Well,
is
Jack Swagger was going into the main event of something when that happened.
a WrestleMania title match.
Yeah, there you go.
So now not to say that he was quickly depushed after that due to the fact, but uh, she was expendable. I think that they were going to make an example of her, but I will say that I believe that Twitter and the WWE universe got Emma her job back.
Well, maybe it's a couple things. If she would have stayed fired, she would have had her ass deported pretty quick. Because if you don't have a job and you're in on the visa, they're going to get rid of you, and you
Oh,
don't
right.
want to go back to that hellhole of Australia.
No, it's hot and Vegemite.
Yeah, it's just kangaroos everywhere. It's just bad, bad times.
Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones. Although, maybe she probably did steal it. Australia was founded as a penal colony. It's just in her blood.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of thugs down there, really. But whatever, she
Bunch
got
of thugs and criminals stealing lawn signs is what they are.
fuck Australia. That's right where there's a reason that's where the hole in the ozone layer is.
Exactly. Sons of bitches.
But how can you if you're Emma, how can you show your face on TV now?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those things that there was backlash that they fired her. So they brought her back. They're not going to put her on TV for 3 months and then they're going to fire her again.
You're probably right. Poor Santino.
And then everyone will be like, well, she wasn't doing anything. No big deal. Freaking Santino, on Raw, he did a Twisted Tea commercial.
With your favorite, Adam
Yeah.
Rose.
I like product placement in my wrestling, don't you?
Yep, that's PG for you. Let's sell an alcoholic beverage to the kids.
Booze it up, kids.
And it tastes just like tea.
Mmm. Don't even taste the alcohol. That's a good thing, kids.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It was horrible. Horrible. Santino did remark that during that commercial that Emma didn't even come to his barbecue. Little did he know.
Little did he know.
He sent her out to get groceries for the barbecue, and she's took herself a five-finger discount.
Trouble, trouble everywhere for her. See, Raw, they started out with a different sort of opening. They had Triple H and Stephanie come out together.
Yeah, I was quite shocked to see them. It's been a while since they've opened things up, and is a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. Although I will say, I Stephanie I could probably do without, but I've had a good time with Triple H lately. I get a kick out of him.
He, I'll say this. I appreciate Triple H because he can work the fans. Like
Yep.
in this day and age when it is so hard to work the fans because of the dirt sheets, he somehow can always work the fans, and it's amazing.
Very amazing. So I don't know. They went out there and jibber jabbered for a while, and John Cena came out, and they said that he was the new cover of the video game, which everyone was very excited about.
Which completely goes against their whole authority and best for business thing. But whatever. I did like that. I did get a kick out of Triple H making fun of John Cena's tough voice. That made me laugh.
I quite enjoyed that actually, so I have no complaints there.
Dropping
The,
your ahs. It
the,
made me laugh.
the other thing we learned in this opening segment that they finally came out and basically admitted that Stephanie and Vicky were rolling around in poop last week.
Yeah, John Cena really drove that point home
Yep.
by saying poop 5 or 6 times.
I just really wanted us to know that it wasn't gravy or pudding, that it was in fact poop. So,
I really liked how in that match last week, after the henchmen, the thugs that Stephanie sent out to attack Vicky, after they fell in the poop, they were just like, "Oh, well, fuck this! I'm just gonna go to the back now." They didn't continue to try to fight. They were just like, "Oh well."
that was the best part of it. It's like they accepted the rules of this match that if you go into the poop, you've lost. You got to leave. It's like a battle royal. You're thrown out. You got to go back to the back. It's over with.
Yep. So that was good sportsmanship there on behalf of the heels. But But yeah, we saw, John Cena as a cover guy for WWE 2K15, which I've heard a lot of good things about the game, but that's just coming from the producers. We haven't seen any game footage yet.
Producers notoriously legitimate about their feelings on games often.
Absolutely. They are completely 100% candid when it comes to their opinion.
Absolutely. I buy one of these wrestling games about every 4 or 5 years,
Yeah, I do too.
and I play it for about 3 4 weeks, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah, I beat the career mode and then I'm done.
Exactly. Once I get through that, I don't want to play with these 12-year-old kids. They just stand there and punch me 38 million times and badmouth me, and they're not even trying to put on a good entertainment match for the folks.
No, not at all. Now I did enjoy the last one. They had the beat the streak feature where you fought Undertaker at WrestleMania, and it was damn near impossible to beat him. That was a fun feature.
There you go.
Did you play the last one?
Yeah, I have the last one. I did not beat this streak. I don't think.
I figured out if you just get a weapon and start beating the shit out of him, and then hit your finisher like 4 times, you'll beat him.
Well,
But
there you go.
yeah, but what happened? What happened next? What was the next? What was the next thing that we saw on Raw?
At some point, John Cena wandered away, and then Seth Rollins came out dressed as some sort of supervillain, and yada 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 led to a match with RVD that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. Did Ambrose interfere in the match?
He didn't interfere in the match, no, but he said afterwards they were interviewing her. They had Canadian Toots interview him, and he said basically, whenever you try to cash in that briefcase, I'm going to come out there and ruin it for you.
Oh, that's right. That's right, and that should be fun. That should be fun. I like where they're going with this feud.
Talking about liking where I'm going with something. What happened after this? Rusev comes out. You know, he's doing his Rusev thing.
I loved this.
And then out to interrupt Rusev and Russian Toots, Lana, none other than Zeb Coulter and everyone's favorite wrestler, Jack Swagger.
The Crusher.
The Crusher. I mean, he came out with a couple of kegs on his shoulders. He was training. He was doing a polka. He was fucking barmaids. It was great.
It was great, and wow, what a Jack Swagger got over pretty big there in just about 10 minutes, and I think you can put that all on the shoulders of Zeb.
Oh
Zeb,
yeah, it was all Zeb. It
yeah,
was. I mean, Jack Swagger didn't do anything but a couple. He did a couple nice arm drags, but he didn't say anything. I don't think.
right. When I'm thinking of like just showing up and just cleaning house, arm
Oh,
drags.
that's what he did. He used like damn steamboat arm drags on him.
That's not just like a swift kick to the face or like a clothesline, arm
Arm
drags.
drag takedown.
So that was fun, and I really liked the segment. I think this is a good role for Swagger.
I had a kick out of it. It was fun. Um, I don't know how long they can roll with it, how long he actually stays a face, because I think Zeb is a very limited babyface window
Do you?
in that character.
Yes. Do you think that Swagger is going to be the guy to end the winning streak?
No, I really do think that this is not over until Rusev wins the U.S. title.
I think it'll be over when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. I think it's going to take a real American to take down Rusev.
So, you know what? The WWE, they've been teasing us all this time. Hogan's been back for months now, and there's not been a fisting at all.
See, first of all, when I thought Hogan came back, I was like, oh, they've got to do something with Swagger because Swagger's calling himself the real American.
It was tailor made when Hogan came back, and Cesaro and Swagger were still a team. That at some point, Swagger and Cesaro come out to Real American, like they do it a few weeks in a row or something, and then finally happens, and then Hulk comes out and he fists them. They run into his fists, and bam, 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 everyone's happy. And
Yep.
they never did it.
Yeah, they really missed the boat there. But now they're doing this thing with Rusev, and I think that Rusev is due for a fisting.
S- Somebody needs to get fisted soon. I don't care who it is.
Then he's gonna fuck that broad.
Right in the pussy. Fuck her right in the pussy.
I ate too much sushi, brother.
Don't have that over there in Russia, do you, Toots?
It's what country is Rusev from? He's from
He's from Bulgaria,
Bulgaria, and the
but he
chick
has since moved to Russia, apparently.
and the chick that's playing Lana is American. She's from like Florida. So,
She's got quite the quality accent, too, I will say.
yes. She went to the the Nikita Koloff school of accents. Okay. So yeah, that was what it was. It was, I enjoyed it. I think that fans got really behind Swagger, and I'll say I popped for it too. I thought it was a good little segment. Definitely
I,
deep arm drags.
Deep arm drags. That's how you stand up for America. Arm drags. I like the segment. I got a kick out of it. I was happy to see him come out there. It was fun.
I like Swagger's new shirt too. That was pretty nice.
I was trying to figure out what the hell it was when I first saw it. I'm like, why the hell has he got a hand on his shirt? And then he put his hand over it. And I'm like, I get it.
There you go.
I don't see who would wear it, but I get it now.
Right. So was the next segment? Was that the Page segment? If it wasn't, that's the only next important. That's the next important thing that I remember.
I think there was other stuff, but yeah, there was that.
So Paige comes out, and was this a heel turn for Paige or?
It's weird because I guess it was because she was all, cocky and I'm not giving you a title match because you think I'm stupid and
Well, I mean, at first, it started out like, okay, this is a babyface promo where she's talking about how, people say I don't belong here, and I've proven that I do
yeah.
belong here. Then AJ comes out, big return. We haven't seen AJ in months, and I guess this put all the rumors that she was pregnant to rest.
Or she was trying to get rid of it cheap.
That's right. Or Punk found out, and he's like, you need to, you need to get rid of this
Hey,
problem.
you're under contract, aren't you? Get out there.
Punk's like, I'm an independently wealthy man, and I can't have no babies. But yeah. So she comes out there, and Paige kind of heals it up a little bit. Says that nobody's there to see a Divas match, which was probably true. But
True.
but but fans were excited to see AJ, and she won the title.
The other thing I noticed about this match, and it stuck out to me, was that Paige at some point in this match was throwing headbutts like she was a Samoan.
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah, so
I
big headbutt there.
like she was doing constant headbutt, like 5 in a row, and she didn't sell it at all.
No, like those were like migraine headbutts, like concussion headbutts.
That's
Those were.
Excedrin headache number 8 right there.
But yeah, they quick little match. I don't know if this means that they're going to push Paige back down the card, but
It
she
makes
didn't.
me wonder if they just owed AJ time off or something.
Well, her and Punk were married, I believe, which kind of shocks me. I didn't think that would ever happen, but because um, you know, from what I understand, Punk likes to hump them and dump them. But
That's usually the better way to do it, but
apparently he's smitten with this one.
good for him. I don't know. I didn't see that one coming. I thought he had a life plan there. It did not involve marriage or kids, but
But he's
whatever.
hopefully she signed a prenup because if she didn't, he is screwed.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he didn't. He seems like he's got some sense to him, but
Yeah,
you never know.
he seems like a very very smart guy, which he doesn't have any family. He's apparently all of his family are he's alienated. He has I don't know if you're aware, but he has a order of protection against his parents,
Nice.
and he hasn't talked to his brother in 15 or 20 years. So he's got that going for him. So he doesn't have any family. So it's just him that he's spending his money on. Well, now her, I guess. But yeah. Do you think this is going now? His contract expires in weeks.
CM Punk's contract?
His contract expires in a few weeks. Yeah. So do you think this was by bringing her back and putting the title on her? Do you think this was a move by WWE to try to get him to resign?
I'm sure with Daniel Bryan out there trying their best to get him to come back, but I don't know. At
And
this point, I'm going to feel like I'm going to be kind of upset if he comes back right now. Make me wait a while now if you've already put me off this long.
now, yeah, his contract runs out in a few weeks. Now, if you're WWE, do you just go ahead and re-sign him, or try to re-sign him, or do you just let his contract expire?
Well, you got to think about it this way. Is he going to go to TNA? No. I just don't think he could bring himself to do that. Uh, could he go to ROH? That one could happen, but I don't think WWE cares about that too much because they post a lot of stuff about ROH on their website now.
I don't think that. I just don't think he wants to wrestle anymore, or
I
at
don't
least
blame him for
right
that.
now. I mean, but for all intents and purposes, he's set for life. He doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life, and he's good. But So I mean, I'm sure he has other interests. I know he's a big comic book fan. Maybe do something. Once you're famous, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So maybe he throws his hand in the comic book ring. Write some comic books. I don't know.
How long does he stay famous if he's not on TV wrestling? He's got a shelf life, I would
That's
think. He's
that's
Hulk Hogan. He is not.
Well, I mean, he can always appear on The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana.
Well, there you go. It's been a while since I've even tried to listen to that one.
Yeah, the last one I listened to was the Buff Bagwell interview,
That is the last one I listened to too.
which was very entertaining.
Very much so. They didn't talk about wrestling at all, but it's
No,
very, very good.
very good.
I sometimes scan through who he's got, and I'm like, I don't want to hear from any of these people.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people I don't even know who they are. But if there's somebody on there that that I like or piques my interest, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't care to hear him talk with some other indie jerk about indie stuff. But if you got Buff Bagwell on there, I'll listen to that.
Well, yeah, I listened to Buff and Scott Hall. He had Scott Hall on, and
Yeah,
he had Austin on there too. So I listened to that one. So I'll catch it every 2 or 3 weeks if it piques my interest.
well, just looking at my phone here, I have no interest in listening to him talk to Pepper Parks.
I don't even know who that is.
I have no idea who that is. Uh, there's a couple here that I would listen. He's got a Rip Rogers interview,
That
so
may be
that should
good.
be fucking amazing.
A lot of fucks.
Yeah, a Bushwhacker Luke.
I may give that one a listen.
Yeah, that's about all I'm interested in since Buff Bagwell.
So now that every wrestler has a podcast, have you listened to Piper's podcast?
He's I like Piper, but he is losing his mind if it's not already
I,
gone.
I think he may be retarded.
I think so too. It's way too many concussions or something. It's been a while since I've listened to his show. I'm getting backlogged on my wrestler podcast now that there's so many. The last one I listened to with him was he had Chavo Jr. on there. I listened to that, and that was all right. And then he had this like string where he's like talking about politics and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to this.
I just listened to Russo on Austin's podcast today.
That I have downloaded and I've got to listen to because I've heard good things about that.
It's good stuff. It's a lot of swear to gods and I swear to yous, and but it's fun.
Vince Russo has a way of whenever you listen to him talk in video or podcast or whatever, you just think to yourself, man, he just sounds right. And it makes so much sense of how he has been able to hoodwink everyone into letting him do what he wants to do because he makes a convincing case.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's much like Paul Heyman in the fact that he can rally the troops and get everybody behind him.
Yeah, I agree. I heard that, and I haven't listened to this one either, that Edge and Heyman were on Jericho's show, and that's really good.
That's great. I think that you can group Paul Heyman in with Nash and Sullivan about those stories that because apparently Heyman was was the publicity guy for Studio 54, and he had to sneak a dying he had to sneak a dying Boy George out of the club because Boy George had just OD'd on ecstasy, and and he tells all of these stories, and like he had I don't know he something about Liza Minnelli, I don't know, but yeah, he was, and the first wrestling show he promoted was at Studio 54.
They had wrestling shows at Studio 54.
Yeah, he contacted who did Bill Watts. He contacted
Bill
Bill.
Watts had a wrestling show at Studio 54.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and said that he contacted Bill Watts and said if you can get me Dusty, and if you can get me Flair, I'll make sure that you get publicity in every major publication.
That that is now I got to listen to this
Yeah.
because I don't believe that in the slightest, but I would accept it if he said it probably. So
Yeah, yeah, he's a very he's you tend to believe him. He's one of those people that you tend to believe.
talking about Kevin Sullivan, I guess he has a podcast too.
What?
Apparently he's just drunk during it and he's yelling at some woman and he just tells her that she doesn't know what she's talking about for most of it.
What?
Apparently it's such a train wreck you either love it or you hate it.
Now I think that Sullivan, big contribution to wrestling as a booker and as a wrestler, but I don't know if I could get on board with listening to him for an hour. I mean, what has he done in the past 20 years except for murder the Benoit
I
family?
was about to say, he's done quite the amazing thing there, triple murder and pinned it on someone else.
Um, but what else does he have going that would warrant me to listen to a to listen to an hour of him every day?
I think, to be fair, I think he does this show whenever he's drunk. So it's like once every 2 weeks or something. But
When he's not at the gym he owns, he's like, time to do a podcast.
there we go. He's got like his friend and his friend's wife on there, and he just yells at her like, "You don't know anything, you dumb bitch!" Ah! I don't know. Too many wrestler podcasts. And there's Cornette, and I don't care for his podcast, which is odd because anything he says politically, if you take it out of him saying it, I probably agree with it. But Cornette says it, and I'm just like, God, maybe the gays shouldn't get married.
This guy's such an asshole. I know what you mean.
Like, geez, I don't know. Maybe we should lower taxes for really rich people. This is kind of, whoa.
Just stick to talking about how wrestling was better 30 years ago.
I know, just
And
yell about Russo or something. Random punk kids in production for Sinclair Broadcasting. Yell about them.
yeah, or talk about fast food. He's a big fast food fan.
There you go. I don't know, but can't stand him. Because I even tried it to listen to him because he had Mr. Wonderful on. I'm like, all right, I like
Right,
Mr.
yeah.
Wonderful. I'll try to listen to this. And then obviously he didn't talk too much politics with Mr. Wonderful because I don't think that would have went very well. But they were having this nice conversation. They're like, oh, and then we'll do the rest of this on the pay version. I'm like, what? You son of a bitch. You didn't talk about any of the stuff I wanted to. You didn't talk about slapping Vader around or any of that shit.
Hoosier Highway here in the chat's talking about JR's podcast. Says he couldn't make it through it. Now, I like the new JR. I like the bitter, pissed off man that JR has become since he's been released by WWE. Because all he I don't have you listened to his podcast? All he does in about the first 20 minutes is just bitch about how bad wrestling is right
Yeah,
now.
I listen to JR pretty regularly, actually.
Well,
But
he'll bitch about it, and then
yep,
he'll say that he's not bitching about it.
it's just an opinion. Don't get too upset about it. But
That's just the way I feel. That's just the way I feel about this.
but
And then he gets all pervy when he has women on.
I know it's like Colt Cabana. It's different than when Colt Cabana has women on. It's like he doesn't know how to talk to women. Like he's very shy and awkward and doesn't know what to say.
It's yeah.
It's the complete opposite of that. Like JR is trying to, I don't know, sweet talk his way into something. It's just
he's trying to get
horrible.
two fingers deep in.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Sauce it.
That's just Snapple.
He also gets really upset about. It's like, oh, now everyone's got to think I'm drunk. Oh, I had a beer. Oh, everyone on Twitter's going to think I'm an alcoholic.
He had more than a beer.
Yeah, the man's a drunk.
I like to go back and watch that from time to time. Watch the oh yeah, another thing about JR's podcast is how he hates the 10 punch in the corner spot.
Yeah, I know. He's all over that one.
He needs a fucking black his eye or make his lip bleed.
At least come out of there with a broken hand or something.
Oh, but we've gotten off on a tangent. Let's get back to Raw because I thought Raw was one of the best Raws we've seen in months.
It was raw-tastic.
Big return. Big return of a former WWE champion.
I I was hoping it was Ivan Koloff, but no.
No. Uh, big, what do they call it? A cross-platform?
Cross-platform multimedia star and former WWE champion. So right away, you know it's Miz or Jericho.
Yes.
It's it's not Ivan Koloff, it's not Bruno Sammartino. You can kind of go down the list.
It would be great, though, if it were Bruno Sammartino and he was announcing the release of his new album.
That would have been amazing.
Bruno sings the hits.
Now, what hits would Bruno sing? Maybe some Sinatra, or would he like go at early '90s rap or something?
I would like to see him tackle something more contemporary, maybe a Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe, something like
There
that.
you go. Yeah, I can see Bruno doing that.
But no, it was The Miz. Miz's big return after making the straight-to-video Marine 4 with Summer Rae.
With Summer Rae. I kind of got a kick out of Mrs. His promo there. I mean, no one was buying it, but I was like, he's doing kind of a good job at this. He's being such an ass. It's good, but nobody wants to see the Miz. And I'm like, there's got to be somebody else coming out here, and I know it's going to be Jericho, but let's wait for it.
And crowd went apeshit for Jericho.
They always do.
Yeah, I mean he's one of those guys that I think deserves it. He's good on the ring. He's good in the ring. He's good on the mic. But I always welcome Jericho back with open arms because he gets the best out of the guy that he's working with.
I was kind of holding out hope because Jericho does the lighty up jacket thing, and he stands there for a while, that it would have actually been somebody else, and it would have all been a joke, just to piss off the marks. Maybe it would have been Ivan Koloff in the jacket. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been. They need to bring back Ivan Koloff.
Well, I mean, you got Rusev there. You got a tie-in.
There you go. But no, Jericho comes back. Hits the code breaker on Miz.
Yeah, saw that one coming. But what you didn't see coming is the Wyatts coming to kick his ass, and then doing it.
Yeah, I thought that he would get one up on him, but no, they took him out. So I guess this is going to lead to a feud between Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho, and I think that'll be really good.
I think that's all upside for Bray.
Yeah,
So that'll be good.
because I like what Jericho did the last time that he was in WWE, where he just basically worked with young guys. He worked with Ryback and he worked with Ziggler, and had some really good matches with both of them. So I think this is a good role for Jericho to come in and just work the young guys and see if they're up to par.
I agree with you. I like that. I don't need to see Jericho going for the title. I just don't want to see it really. But if he's gonna wrestle Bray or Bad News Barrett or Cesaro even, which is something I want to talk about, I'm all for that.
I think it's better when they bring in the older guys to to test out the younger guys. And I think that Jericho knows that that's what his role is, and I think that's what he wants to do. I think he wants to, you know, help the next generation.
You think he's running out of cash? Is that why he's here so quick?
No, I don't think he's running out of cash, but I think that I think that he just likes to, you know, keep his name out there, keep his name relevant. I don't know. This Fozzy gig may not be working.
I think that's part of the reason he comes back, because then he can go. He's been on WWE TV for a while. He can, do a few shows in Europe, and they'll show up.
Right, right. He's like, well, I gotta put some more money into the old gas tank for the Fozzy train.
There you go. Freaking Fozzy. What I do want to mention, which by far, and it probably shouldn't be, but was my favorite thing on Raw, is there was a match between Kofi Kingston
Yes.
and Cesaro, and the match ended during the commercial break, which brought me no sense, just tremendous joy that this happened.
Well, I know you've been talking about it on the social media many weeks.
For weeks, I've been all over this. I'm like, God, I hope this match doesn't end during the commercial. Oh no, they went to commercial. What if the match ends? I'd hate to see the U.S. title switch, not see it. They ended the match, and I get during the commercial, and you had to be watching the app to see it. And what I thought was going to happen was they weren't going to show it on TV, because they weren't. They didn't come back and immediately do it. It took them a couple minutes, and then they finally caved in and showed the ending. But I'm like, don't do that. We missed it. It's live.
Yeah, yeah. I was, it harkened back because back in the old days, matches always ended in the commercial break on Raw. Like that DVD they put out, like there were 4 or 5 matches that ended in the commercial break on that DVD.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. Just when you don't need to do it often, but when it happens, it like makes it seem different. You're like, oh no, I hope this match doesn't end, because it used to happen.
Yeah, yeah. It would really mix things up if they did that. It would make wrestling more unpredictable, and that's what you need in wrestling.
There's, early 90s Nitro. They're like, oh my God, if we've got to go to break, but if it ends during the commercial, don't worry, we'll show you all the action. We'll keep the tape machines rolling.
Tapes are rolling.
They don't. They're just like, oh, and we'll continue this match when we get back, folks. I'm like, don't even pretend that it could end. I mean, at least.
It may not continue after the commercial.
Exactly.
And we saw that on Raw.
I was quite tickled by that.
Now I don't know if you've ever been to a televised WWE show, but when they're at commercial.
Yes, you do.
Because rest holds. I think they even change the lighting when they're at a commercial. But yeah,
I've wondered if they could. It used to be real obvious, and I've wondered how it's changed since the app, and them being on during the app.
Well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So I wonder if it's as obvious anymore.
Maybe not.
Because I haven't been. The last thing I was at a pay-per-view. I've been to a Raw in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Raw in maybe 10 years.
It's been quite a while. I may have been to a Nitro since I've been to a Raw. So now that I think about it, but
yeah, match ended at commercial break. Cesaro then beat the shit out of Kofi and scratched his eyeball in the process.
Yeah, I missed this, and I read about this either this morning or yesterday, that he scratched his eyeball. It must have been yesterday. I don't even know how he could have done that, or is he like out for a significant amount of time with this? Is he going to wear an eye patch?
Yeah, he wrestled on Main Event with an eye patch. Maybe he just borrowed Naomi's eye patch. I don't know.
I don't know if that's sanitary. Trade eye patches.
Oksana's gone. The shooter Oksana, she's gone.
I know. Well, it was probably too dangerous for Oksana to be palling around with shooter Alicia Fox. So somebody had to go.
Like, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's too dangerous with two, so they just cut their losses. But
Exactly.
but yeah, we Cesaro, Cesaro. I don't know what this means for Cesaro if he's
The only reason Cesaro is there right now, in my opinion, is so Heyman can go out there and talk about Brock Lesnar. And they feel like he needs a guy to go out and walk with him. I, but he hasn't won a match in quite some time.
now he's an interesting case because at WrestleMania he was like he was on a rocket to the top. Like
Oh yeah, that was
next
awesome.
next big babyface Cesaro, and then the next night they put him with Heyman, which okay, fine, fine, but just
Still baby face potential there.
yeah,
People want to cheer him.
ever since then he's just lost his he's gotten increasingly less over or
Well,
decreasingly over since he's been with Heyman.
yep, which is weird. And they've done a couple of things. They've de-pushed Cesaro, which I don't like, and they also, which it seemed like for quite some time they were building towards, and I was very excited for. But then they also decided to break off and not do what I thought was the push towards a Paul Heyman Zeb Coulter tuxedo match, which was so obvious that it was they were going that way, and it just they gave up on it. So
Yeah,
de-push Cesaro.
I mean he was over big at WrestleMania, and I just don't get it because I mean Heyman is a great guy to have in your corner, but he just talks about Lesnar. He doesn't say much about Cesaro.
That's
And
why he's there.
and I understand that they're I guess they're trying to get heat on Lesnar to bring him in for SummerSlam, which I mean which is fine, but at the same time, it's also taking away from Cesaro, who's currently there and who currently needs to be built up.
They JR is right about this, and JR is a curmudgeon. But I don't think you can keep Cesaro as a heel and have him do all the stuff that the fans want to see. Cesaro is a high impact. That uppercut he throws is freaking awesome, and you want to cheer it. The swing is something you want to cheer and you want to see. The man has got to be a babyface somehow.
Right.
And
Right.
because the stuff that makes him entertaining doesn't really work as a heel, but they want to keep him as a heel. So so Heyman's got this platform to talk for Lesnar, and none of it's good for Cesaro.
No, I just don't get it. I don't get. I mean, I can see the pairing, but even Heyman, I feel like Heyman would know better than to do what he's, just to constantly put the heat on Lesnar without really talking big about Cesaro, the guy he's currently with. And it would make sense, kayfabe and storyline wise, for Cesaro to be like, talk about me a little bit. Lesnar's not here.
Yeah, I mean, in a world where Lesnar was there a little more often, it would almost kind of make sense where you could build something to a Lesnar-Cesaro match, which I think would be better than probably what they're planning for with Lesnar.
Yes, yes.
But I don't. That doesn't seem like the way they're going. It's just bad news for Cesaro.
Well, I don't know. I think he's good enough on the mic to just put on his own. Because I mean, he can talk. He's a pretty good promo, but I don't know. I mean, he's much better off than he was in the Real Americans. I'll say that.
Hey, I agree with that. Although that one was weird too for a while because it seemed like he was going to go babyface there, and they wouldn't pull the trigger.
Right.
Or at some point, it actually seemed like he was going to stay heel and then stay with Zeb. Actually, now that I think about it, which
Well,
would have been even more weird.
I remember that they did this with the Shield too. They teased a breakup, and then just like
Yeah,
a week later they were fine. They were cool again.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just some of those things that just seem to like, wait a minute, why are we doing this? Never mind, go back. No one will remember. They just put those ideas in abeyance.
In abeyance.
I,
Title is no longer in abeyance.
no, his title is not in abeyance.
That's a great word.
And I only use it. I use it all the time now. It's because of Triple H. He must have a word a day calendar or something. And one day, abeyance popped up. He's like, "Dude, we got to vacate the title. This is too good of a word not to use."
Or one of the writers used it, and he's like, "Whoa, you, promotion."
you, you nerd. What was that word? Abeyance. What the hell does that mean?
Well, you just got yourself a raise.
Good job, pal.
And then his raise got taken away when the company lost $300 million.
Poor company. To be fair to WWE, their stock was like where it is now, right before WrestleMania, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're gonna have this network. They're gonna have a bajillion customers," and then it shot all the way up to $1 billion, and then all the way back down to where it used to be.
Yeah. So really, they're kind of breaking even if you think about it.
It's all about timelines for that sort of thing, because if you think about it over a year's period of time, they've either like lost 0.5% or gained 0.5% or something. But if you look at it from that 2-month period of time since WrestleMania, their company has lost like 200% of their value.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, they ain't going TNA anytime soon.
No. Speaking of TNA, Dixie Carter, broken back. Did you see this?
I read that. I'm still trying to decipher whether or not this is shoot or work.
I think this is going to lead to Wheelchair Dixie.
Wheelchair Dixie. If it leads to Dixie not being on television, that could be a good thing.
I will say, major kudos to Dixie Carter for putting herself in that spot. For a non-wrestler who looks like she weighs maybe 45 pounds, that's a...
Yeah, I mean, she's not... she's a good-looking lady, but she's not very young either.
No. So that's a mighty dangerous maneuver there for a non-wrestler.
Yeah, I just threw table, Bubba Bomb or whatever it was, and
Did you see the video?
I've seen the video. Yeah.
Do you think Bubba kind of spiked her because this was his revenge for that like where she just like chastised the entire roster that one time on TV?
One can only hope. Yeah, and it's not like when Hall and Nash first came into WCW and they powerbombed Bischoff, you didn't see the mattresses underneath like you did when they did it to Bischoff.
Right. Which I don't know. I was listening to an interview with Colt Cabana recently, and it was right around the time that I don't know if you remember when CM Punk and Vince McMahon had that street fight.
CM Punk and Vince had a street fight.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they had a street fight. It was right around the time that Punk was leaving. I think it was right after he won the title from Cena at Money in the Bank and re-signed.
He had a match with Vince?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
Do you remember when that when Punk attacked that fan?
That I remember.
Yeah, it was that night.
Okay. Okay.
But like he slapped Vince in that match, and somebody brought it up to Colt, and he's like, "How hard did he slap him?" And Colt said, "As hard as he can and get away with it." So I'm sure that's what happened with Dixie. Bubba powerbombed her as hard as he could and to get away with it.
I'm surprised I don't remember a Vince match. I usually love Vince matches.
For like I would assume that like a wrestling promoter, is somewhat athletic, but Vince has no coordination at all.
No, none at all. And for such a, jacked up guy.
And what's weird is Shane McMahon does, which leads me to believe that Shane gets all of his talent from Linda, from all of his athleticism from Linda.
You think Linda's a bumping machine?
I think so. Well, I don't know. That one time that Austin gave her the stunner and she just passed out from the fear of it before he
Linda
even
McMahon.
before he even hit the stunner, she just kind of fell over. Like the thought of the stunner just made her faint.
Wow, it's very, very frightening thing, I guess.
But yeah, watching Vince in the in the ring is amazing. My
Yeah,
favorite my favorite Vince moment is when he blew his quad out getting into the ring.
that is very good. I was the same as a funny moment that is, but my legit favorite Vince in a match moment is I enjoy his whole match with Hulk Hogan at the WrestleMania. I think that is actually entertaining. But when he lifts his face up
Oh,
and it's
and
all covered in blood and he's just grinning ear to ear,
that's good stuff.
it's just perfect. If a wrestler who had talent could do that, that would be the biggest star of all time.
I just like that he went down there to like change the finish of a match and blew his quad out and just sat there on his ass in the ring and yelled at everybody. And then he got out of the ring and he refused help to the back and he
Yep.
blew his other quad. Way to
Uh,
go, Vince.
Good job, Vince. My other thing about that is because they did that because Batista and Cena
Yeah,
both went over to the top at the same time, and I guess that wasn't supposed to happen.
no, it
But
wasn't.
there's Royal Rumble precedent of what happens when that happens, and they changed their mind on that one because Luger and Lex did that, and then they both
Luger,
won.
yeah, yeah. And then they had a match at Mania, didn't they? They both got a title match
They
at Mania.
both got title matches in Mania.
Yeah. I want to see a Royal Rumble where everybody gets eliminated before number 30 comes out.
That would be good.
So number 30 is just automatically the winner.
Just automatically walks out there and wins the damn thing.
Congratulations, Heath Slater.
What are you talking about? This works perfectly now. Screw this. Screw SummerSlam. Hogan wins the Rumble at number 30. Everyone's already eliminated. Goes on to WrestleMania, wins the title.
Hogan's got to, he can't take that bump over the top, brother. I got to win this, dude.
Damn right, he's got the Iron Sheik position in this. Can't go over the top rope. I gotta win the damn thing.
I will say during Money in the Bank, in the chat, you said that Hogan's going to come down in a cherry picker, and visualizing that made me laugh very hard.
Hogan comes down the ramp in a cherry picker and grabs the belt. Then you go off the air with him strumming the belt guitar. You'd have 8 million subscribers to the network if that would happen.
He's like, Barrett's injured. He ain't using this cherry picker, brother.
What's he gonna do about it, brother? Can't do nothing.
I'm winning the title, dude.
We want someone else to win the title? No, that doesn't work for me, brother. I'm grabbing that coat hanger and I'm winning the belt.
Well, I don't know if the Hulkamaniacs would want to see that, dude.
Everyone wants to see Hulk with the title. Every wrestling fan would love it. What do you think about Cena being at 15 titles?
Lance Storm, of all people, made an interesting comment about it. And he said, if you have more title reigns than years in the business, it kind of doesn't mean much anymore. And I tend to agree with that thought, that way of thinking.
I agree with it too. I mean, watch out now, but it's going to happen. John Cena is going to win more titles than Ric Flair. It's inevitable.
Do you think that Triple H would allow that to happen?
I think they'll
It's
either they won't
inevitable.
think about it or it'll just happen, or I think it'll happen. There's no way it won't happen.
Yeah, you're right.
He's at 15 now. How is he not going to win the title twice more? It's going to happen, and it is whatever. So do you either, I guess, legitimize some of those other Flair losses and bump his number up, or let Flair win the title again? I don't know.
I would be cool with that.
I think that's the way to go. Maybe
That would
Hulk and Flair can trade the title back 6 or 7 times.
that would be good.
Yeah. I said this the other day. Do you think that the tape traders got upset when Flair was going to beat Harley's record? It's just send snarky notes with their tapes from Memphis on it. 15 title. Hell, somebody's going to beat it because Orton's got like 12 or something ridiculous. And
Yeah, I mean,
Orton's like 25 or something. He's probably 30 now, but
I think he's like 32 or 33.
yeah. But still,
But still, yeah, I mean, he's got.
what's he got? 20 years left. He's
I
gonna
mean,
win the title 6 times.
we look at guys like Ric Flair and Harley Race, and these are legends. Are we gonna? I mean, are we gonna look back at Randy Orton and John Cena the same way that we look at Flair and Race?
Well, here's how I feel about it. We're not going to, but the kids who watch now are. I mean, there's going to be a whole generation of kids who are going to be like, there's going to be new wrestlers in 15 years, and they'll be like, God damn, these guys don't hold a candle to Cena and Orton. Man, those were the real wrestlers.
That's right. That's right.
And that's just how it works.
I guess you're right. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's inevitable. And probably Cena and Orton will probably.
Now, and maybe one day I'll do this. I have not done the math on this, but let's not do it with Cena. Let's say Orton's a 10-time champion, says I'm somewhere in that range. Do you think Orton's 10 title reigns combined, he's held the title for as long as Hulk Hogan's first world title run? 4 years combined. Do you think Orton has held the title for 4 years worth of time?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
You can probably find that online chat room. Get to work.
Yeah, I'm sure someone can figure that out for me. But I bet you Cena has just. It'll be close if his 15 title runs is larger than Hulk Hogan's, one title run. But I don't think it's going to be much different. Might be, 100 days more or something, maybe. And I do that with Cena because he's basically held the title for, since 2005.
Here we go. I've got the numbers here. Hulk Hogan's first title reign was 1,474 days.
Yeah.
So let me find Orton's combined reigns.
Now you got 2 titles, so you might have to add those 2 together, but still.
All right. Got to get to Orton. Okay.
This is the flaw with doing stuff live.
Randy Orton's first title reign was 203 days. His second title reign was 42 days. His third title reign was 90 days. His fourth title reign was 21 days.
Let's see. All right, Wikipedia is the place for this. Orton has held the world title, the big gold one, 8 times for a combined total of 609 days.
Well, it may be close.
So let me find the WWE title. So 609, and then oh, actually no, that is the combined. That can't be right. He's held the title more than 8 times, I think. Because this one says John Cena's only held the title 12 times.
Are you saying that WWE is lying to us?
Well, Wikipedia can't always be the truthful one, can it?
Like Vince McMahon saying that their attendance numbers are part of the show.
I did enjoy that. That was good.
Way to go, Vince.
That was all right. I'm looking at the WWE title. So Orton's held that 8 times for 600 days, and then God damn, they've moved stuff on me. Combining the titles has screwed me here. That was the other thing I get a kick out of. People are really bitching because they think that they're gonna split the titles again.
People also bitch that the champion is still carrying the 2 titles.
Well, that's why they have the coat hanger.
Spec Son is losing his fucking mind about it.
Well, I don't know. I like the fact that the big gold belt is there. But and Orton has held the other title 4 times, so that sounds right. So he's 12-time champion. He held the world title for 139 days.
No.
So nowhere close. He's held the title 12 times and hasn't held it for that. Cena has held the WWE title 12 times for 1,193 days. And then he held the other title 3 times for 154. So no. If my math in my head is right, Hogan has had the belt longer.
Just barely.
That's one title reign to... I'm sure if you use all 12 of Hogan's title reigns, it just blows that out of the park, because he held the WCW title for like 2 years. But, oh well.
So it really shows that the title doesn't really mean much anymore.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, it's not fair to compare anyone to Bruno, because that's just totally different. But everyone was getting a hard on. Punk had the title for 400 whatever days, and still that's not even anything in comparison. But he did hold that title with dignity and class.
Yes, he did. Oh, God. Oh. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So that was fun with Wikipedia. We've talked about the commercial break. Great Khali beat Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
I was all kind of pumped that Vince was back.
Oh, I was too.
I'm like, oh, that's Sandow. Well, I was all disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime Vince comes back, it's a big deal. And and the crowd was excited. I was excited, and then yeah. And it was a good impression. It was a good impression by Sandow.
It was pretty good. It was one of the better ones. You know, a lot of people have tried. I think the worst one I've seen is Nash, because he did it on Nitro once, and it was horrible.
I thought that Triple H's was good.
Triple H is good. Yeah, I like that one.
That's like how Stephanie's like, how dare you, make fun of my father when her husband did the same thing like 4 years prior to that.
They showed the great Stand Back video during that one. That was good. I loved it.
So, anything else? Anything else happen on Raw?
They had that tag team match, which was what it was, but with Cena and Reigns, and and then after that match, John Cena was knocked out,
by
and
a by a by a dainty by a dainty tombstone.
by a dainty tombstone, and Triple H comes running down with a doctor, and he brings the doctor in to check to make sure John Cena is knocked out, which I loved. And then he calls down Seth Rollins to cash in his briefcase and win the title, but the referee is being screwy and not ringing the bell for some reason, so he's probably going to get his ass fired. And then Ambrose comes and ruins it. So I don't know if Ambrose was late getting down there, or if the ref was supposed to go that slow, or what.
Well, after Ambrose and Rollins left, there was an exchange between Hunter and the ref, and Hunter said, "Why didn't you ring the bell?" And the ref said, "He's hurt, Hunter." And Hunter said, "You're an idiot," and walked off. So I don't know if Ambrose was late or if what was supposed to happen, but it was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Something just didn't seem right there. And I'm just going to say the ref was having, conscience issues with ringing the bell right there when Cena's hurt.
But if he would have brought down that scab referee, Scott Armstrong.
Yeah. WrestleMania, they brought out, I forget even what the angle was for, but they brought out Scott Armstrong for something because he's a tool, and siding with Triple H. And I'm like, why would you bring in that referee when you just showed freaking Danny Davis on there in a segment? Just bring it all back. Bring out Danny Davis to screw someone if you're going to do it.
That was good, yeah. I completely forgot about Danny Davis until you just mentioned it.
I wouldn't have even known if they wouldn't have mentioned it was Danny Davis when they did it.
I wouldn't have either. Who are the I didn't even recognize Orndorff because of the mustache.
It looks like freaking
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, there you go. He has quite the mustache on him. But what was Danny Davis doing? Like it was what was it, Steamboat and somebody playing with action figures and Danny Davis refereeing that? I don't know.
He did a fast count or something.
It was something horrible like that, yeah.
Well, I remember that the reason that Armstrong was brought out was because he fast counted when Bryan won the title.
Yeah, that's right.
And triple and I guess and he brought out Armstrong and Daniel Bryan, and Triple H was like, "Why do you do this?" And Armstrong's like, "Well, I guess they caught us."
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
I guess they caught us, Daniel. And Stephanie in her hot pants and her Seinfeld puffy shirt.
Oh, well, that Daniel Bryan era as champion, that was something.
Yeah, let's give yeah. Now, if you're I guess it kind of proves that the heels were right all along. That they talk about the whole time about how he's not championship material.
Yeah.
And then he wins the title, and then he gets injured.
Talking about, exactly. He gets injured right away. But talking about world title reigns, Daniel Bryan's got to be at like 6 or 7 now too. They took the belt off him like 3 times right in a row.
Yeah, 3. He has 3 world title reigns.
Yeah, but he won the world title a few times before that too. So he's going to be at 5 or 6 world titles for a combined reign of like 30 days.
Jeez.
Freaking Jack Swagger's a former world champion, but he's only held it once, unless you count that ECW title as a world title.
The Great Khali.
Great Khali's at least a 4-time champ, I think.
They just give it to anybody these days.
Yeah, I can't.
Like there was a period where back in the old days they would they would test you before you got big to see if you had what it takes. There was a period where they were just put the title on you and that would be your test. Let's just give him the big title and see if he can carry it. Oh no, we can't. Well, let's just push him down the card.
Yeah.
They did that with Swagger. They did that with Ziggler.
Poor Ziggler. He got himself a concussion right after he won the title too. So
He got amnesia.
yeah.
Jack Swagger gave him amnesia. Jack Swagger is just a concussing machine.
He does his best. He's gonna concuss the hell out of Rusev. That's for sure.
I hope so. need to get old Norin Rad off of TV.
You don't see him coming around the chat room now when
That's
Rusev's there.
not a coincidence. That's that's when Rusev started appearing on TV. Norin Rad stopped coming in the chat.
Just went away. Did you watch the Vicky Guerrero Cougar countdown?
I totally forgot about that.
I didn't see it either, but I just enjoy that they made something for her. I'm like, you've got this network, and
my favorite part was right after they showed the promo for it, the commercial for it. Michael Cole used that as a selling point for the network. He's like, the only way you can see this is to get the network.
Oh man, we get to see all the great Vicky Guerrero highlights, like the time she threw Stephanie into poop.
And the time that she got thrown into poop.
Yeah. And all those other times.
And that time that Jerry Lawler called her fat.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's her entire career right there.
It says something about the WWE Network, though. Before Harley Race or Nick Bockwinkel or Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan or anyone else has network retrospectives. Vicky Guerrero, she's got one first.
They need to put that Monday Night War show on the network already.
I thought they were going to, and I was ready for it. I'm like, all right, Legends House is over. I'm sure they'll slide that right in the time slot. It's another reason for me not to watch Impact, because I can watch that.
Needed something to cheer you up after that Legends House finale.
That was just, ugh.
Jesus Christ, I wanted to put a gun in my mouth after I watched that. That was depressing.
It was very depressing for such a entertaining show that Legends House was. That reunion show was just, ugh.
But anyway, that's like the one show that I've been looking forward to the most on the network, and they haven't even made an announcement about it, about when it's going to air.
Yeah, I thought they said this time of year. That's what I thought, but maybe I've got to wait a couple more months for it or something. But now they've put Total Divas reruns on in that time slot, I guess, so whoopee.
Yep.
That'd be something. Vicky Guerrero Cougar Countdown. I'm trying to think of Vicky Guerrero highlights off the top of my head. I know she's had a couple matches.
She got married a couple times.
She did get married a couple times. That was brought in Alicia Fox that way. She was a wedding planner. She was edging Vicky's wedding planner. That's how they brought her in.
She I don't know. She lost a bunch of weight.
She did lose a bunch of weight. That was good.
She got really fat. She got really fat after Eddie died, and then she lost a bunch of weight. But like she's leaving wrestling to become a real job.
Yeah, she's like not a real nurse, but one of those nurses who takes your information when you go to the hospital. Something like, I don't know.
Like the one at the desk?
Something in that. Yeah, something like that. I don't see why she would switch to that.
Didn't she do this before? Didn't she quit before to start like a real job, and then she came back?
I think she quit to go to school, and that didn't quite take the first time, maybe? I don't know. It's not like I'm really gonna miss her too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting that they, she went out. They like turned her face. Now she did get over it. She did get turned face at the expense of her dead husband.
Ah, yeah, I don't mind her turning face there and with her when she's leaving. It was nice instead of having everyone out there. Well, I mean, she left with poop on her, but
Right.
everyone was cheering for her. That's nice. I don't mind that. So I don't know.
Did you check out NXT this week?
I think I watched it last week. I don't think I got around to it this time. Did you watch NXT?
Yeah. Not really much happened. I don't.
Sad times.
They had the match with Adrian Neville and RVD. That was fun.
Yeah, I heard that was decent. And are they still? Is Summer Rae still not being buddies with the Nature Girl?
Ric Flair Jr.
Yeah, Rakita.
Rikia Flair. No, they're still not buds. What else happened?
Summer Rae just can't keep any friends.
Becky Lynch, who's like big on the indie, she debuted as like an Irish. She wrestled Summer Rae. Her debut match was against Summer Rae, and she had some Irish like folk dancer gimmick.
Somebody was saying something about this, and it was just cheesy or something.
Yeah, she was river dancing throughout the match.
Excellent.
Yes, and the return of Enzo Amore, who I'm a big fan of. I don't know if you've seen him, but big fan of Enzo Amore.
I think I've heard of him, but
just he reminds me a lot of Canyon.
Okay.
Back in WCW. Very similar promo style.
Okay. Was what's his name on it? Who's number one contender now?
Tyler Breeze?
Yes, Tyler Breeze.
Yes, that's another character that I enjoy tremendously.
I talked about this last week, but I think it was last week. I did the show last week. I got a kick out of the match he had with the Mexican guy, and he did a headlock for like 30 minutes into the match.
Yes. He's Oh, that's right. Matt in the chat room just said that apparently Steve Blackman is going to have a reality show on the network.
There was talk about that they were going to follow Steve Blackman as a bounty hunter or something like that. And I don't know if they've taped it or if they're thinking about taping it or what.
I could get behind that.
I just think there's so many stupid things you could do with this network just to pump out content, and I wouldn't think it would cost that much. Even if you had, you're in freaking New England, there's a college every 28 feet. Some of those have to have video editing departments. You just get a bunch of interns to make, highlight the videos of different guys' careers and stuff. There's got to be a ton of content you can pump out on there.
You would think so. I don't know. It's just
when they want to do something, they do it really well. Like when Warrior died, and they did that Warrior Week.
Mm-hmm.
That was all done really well and done fast. They threw Hulk under the bus pretty bad during that, but other than that, it was really good.
Now, they don't. I think that the archive stuff they have is really good, and I think that the new content that they produce. I really like the WrestleMania Rewind. Really like that. I
enjoy WrestleMania Rewind. Although I will say I have trouble getting into watching any of those that happen at a WrestleMania past 20. I'm like, it's not old enough for me to care to watch.
But they don't produce enough original content, I feel right now.
Yeah, well, you think about it, they put a lot out there because you've got main event each week, you got NXT each week. I think they put superstars up there. There's actually a lot. It's not stuff I want to see,
Right. Well, I'm talking like original content, like career retrospectives and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that is what I really want to see. I want to see a lot of stuff like that because I do get a kick out of WrestleMania Rewind, and eventually they're going to get to a point where they're going to have to go to some stupid matches, which I think will be even better than
Was
kind
it
of the main events. I've been pushing for the Rockers versus the Twin Towers
Twin
for some
Towers
time now because that match
with
has
that
the
awesome clothesline?
the greatest clothesline of all time during that match, and but there's just the freaking Red Rooster Brooklyn Brawler match from WrestleMania. They could have a whole
The Snooki match.
Snooki match. They'll probably do that one pretty quick, actually.
We saw that one live.
We did see that one live.
I was in attendance for that match.
Yep. A lot of people crap on that WrestleMania, but I had fun.
Oh, I had fun. I was drunk off my ass. That's
Yeah, I
probably
was too. I missed the pre-show and the singing of the anthem and stuff like that. But I made it for all the matches that counted.
right. Yeah, I was drunk off. I was really drunk off my ass. And had to walk there from the hotel, which wasn't pleasant because I was way too drunk to walk. But that was fun.
See, you should have drank at the CNN Center like me,
Yeah, I regret that.
right there across the street. Um, but other than Miz and Cena, that was all pretty good.
Yeah, you had the Triple H Taker match, which was good, and then I thought the Edge and Del Rio match was good,
And Jerry Lawler and Cole, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
which was the best feud on TV at that time.
By far the best feud on TV.
Oh, it was good. Like you wanted to see like Lawler just beat the shit out of Michael Cole.
The only thing that could have made that better was should have pile drived him at some point. But other than that, I thought that was all real good.
Now the build to that was very old school. How much do you think that Lawler had a hand in that build?
Oh, he had to do most of it, I would think. I think they left him alone to let him do that.
Yeah. We've talked about how Lawler just pretty much gets free reign to do what he wants. Because if Vince yells at him, he's like, "Fuck this, brother, I'm going home."
That's the key to getting what you want in WWE: the willingness to quit and not need them.
Yes, yeah. If you're loyal and great to WWE, they'll just shit all over you.
Oh, shit all over you any chance they get.
But if you're like, "Fuck you guys, I'm leaving," they're like, "Oh God, please come back. We love you."
What? We need you. You're great. Come back, Brock Lesnar.
Come back, Jerry Lawler. And I'm sure they're trying to do the same thing with CM Punk right now.
Oh yeah. Although I think if they get him back, they'll really shove it down on him at some point.
So, yeah, probably. But yeah, like I guess Lawler pretty much was because he talked about his dead mother and stuff that you don't hear about on TV.
No. All right.
And they brought in his son who was blown up after dancing, sucking wind.
Oh, good times. Good times.
It's great that Jerry Lawler actually looks younger than his son does.
Jerry, for being a man who has died once, has aged very well.
He has, yeah. And he says he's never smoked, he's never drank. So good for him.
Yeah, good for him, I guess. If you don't want to have any.
Now they are trying to kill him by shoving Mountain Dew and Sonic tater tots down his throat every week.
I think that's his natural diet, anyways, though.
Probably so.
Apparently, there was some sort of anthrax scare at WWE headquarters.
Oh, I haven't heard of this.
I'm just reading it now. There was a package with an unknown white powder substance inside the building. Somebody must have had their cocaine shipment to the wrong place.
I just did a Google search for WWE Anthrax, and it brought up the old Raw is War theme by Anthrax.
Well, I'm just calling it anthrax. It's white powder scare.
I'm sure it was some wrestlers' cocaine.
Yeah, Beefcake has his weekly shipment accidentally sent there or something. Um, uh, Starting Monday, it's my understanding that WWE Network will have all the Saturday night's main events uploaded to it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. That's great.
I think that's Monday. Um, so that'll be good. I was pleasantly surprised when they put all the clashes up there,
Yeah.
and been going through those every once in a
The
while.
the network's great because it's just I never have to search for something that I want to see now.
Exactly. Like if
It's
you think to yourself, oh yeah, wasn't there a stupid match Mongo McMichael had on a pay-per-view? Oh yeah, I want to go watch that one.
and and the best thing is it's bookmarked in the timeline.
Yep.
So you can go straight to the match. It's wonderful.
On certain platforms, that's the case. If you do it on your computer, I think you always have that. And I've noticed it on my PS3,
Yeah.
but not all of them. Most of the pay-per-views are bookmarked that way. But I don't know. But it's good times. All the Saturday night's main events will be up there. So
Yeah, and I was really too young for like the early days of Saturday night's main event, so it'll be good to, see most of that for the first time.
you will be able to witness the most watched cage match in history once that's uploaded. Mr. Wonderful against Hulk Hogan. Big Blue.
Now they had what was it, about 5 or 6 years ago? They started doing a Saturday night main event back on NBC as a
Those will be up there too, is my understanding.
okay, because I remember they had some good matches. I remember that Shane and Shawn Michaels had a good match. I remember they had it was like a beer drinking competition between JBL and Austin.
I remember that. I remember they brought in not Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield and Michael Buffer because somebody was having a boxing match.
Oh, it was MVP and Matt Hardy.
MVP and Matt Hardy, yeah. I'm like, really? You're going through all this for MVP and Hardy? But all right, good for you guys.
Well, it was apparently they were doing a feud where they were trying to prove who was better at what, and I remember they had a basketball game, they had a boxing match, and they had a pizza eating contest.
This is when they were feuding, but they were the tag team champions. And,
Yes.
yeah.
And I remember that they had the pizza eating contest, and Matt Hardy threw up his pizza all over MVP, which is Vince humor.
Vomit, poop. That's Vince right there.
Yeah, you could tell that apparently WWE just recently fired their head writer, and you can tell that they fired him because the first episode that he was gone, projectile vomit all over Vicky Guerrero. That's right up Vince's alley.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh.
You can tell he had a stronger hand in that episode as well. Well, pal, I think it'd be great if Vicky if Vicky gets puke all over her.
Puke. Vince.
He's Vince is my favorite.
So that's all good stuff.
Let's go into the chat room to see if they've got any questions. That's always fun before we wrap this up.
Yep. See if you got any questions, and then we'll go through those, and then we'll wrap up here. Been a very exciting 2 hours or so, I think.
Yeah. Faux in your head goes pretty long.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job here.
I think so.
Not as much Crusher discussion as previous times, but just enough.
No, I don't know if Jack and Incher are napping or what's going on, but
Well, I know what's going on, but it's not important. But
Jack's looking for skulls in the woods.
he's got some things to videotape, I think, and then Incher's doing something important. But so
Well, all right.
yeah,
Looks
nobody's
like
got any questions.
nobody's got any questions. Well,
They've
I
all
guess.
probably switched back over to Shaheen's show or something.
Oh, fuck them then. I wonder what Shaheen is talking about. Okay. Will Brock Lesnar wrestle at SummerSlam?
I would hope so. He's on the poster and everything.
Why does his face look so puffy on the poster? Have you noticed that?
I'll be honest, I haven't even seen the poster. I just read that Cena was on it with Lesnar.
I'm going to the link. His face looks really puffy on the poster.
I don't know. He's probably doing the drugs.
I wouldn't put it past him. He has to live with Sable, so.
Oh, but she's so hot.
Yeah, in 1998.
Even then.
God, she was awful.
I mean, she's got some, pretty big knockers, but other than that, she's not that hot, I don't think.
Let me see. Where's that poster at? There it is. All right. Okay, I'm about to send it over to you here.
I'm just kidding, Shaheen. Don't you worry. It's a joke.
Oh, did Shaheen take offense?
He laughed. He said, I stopped the show a while ago. It's all good.
Yeah, we're just joshing around here. Having good time, Shaheen. We love you, buddy.
Very much so.
Okay, I sent that poster over to you. Brock just looks unwell on that poster. He looks like looks all puffy and.
Where did you send it to me at?
I sent it to you in the.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, he does look all puffy. Look like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's not got the diabetes or something.
Yeah, there's one of those Legends of Wrestling roundtables. Mean Gene has like this giant swollen hand and arm. It kind of looks like that.
Oh, I hope he's okay. I hope it's not his. What do you have? Diverticulitis or?
He's got an upset belly welly, as Dusty would say.
Straight to the belly.
Straight to the belly welly.
That's his weak spot. Like just work the gut. This is what Cena needs to do in SummerSlam. Just work the gut. Just put him in an abdominal claw. That's a move we need to see come back.
The abdominal claw. I'm all about it. Oh, that was the big thing on the pay-per-view. Of all people, to bust this out, Layla locks Summer Rae into an Indian deathlock.
I saw that.
It took her a minute to figure out how to do it, but she slapped on an Indian deathlock, and I was shocked.
Some good old 70s wrestling there.
I can't remember the last time I saw an Indian deathlock, truth be told, but Layla, she busted it out.
Smark Wahlberg wants to know, is Kane's hair real? Is that really Kane's hair?
It certainly grows real fast, don't you think?
Yeah, if it is, he's taking a lot of vitamin C or something.
Something like that. Why'd you do that to Ronnie Garvin? Ooh.
Oh man. But yes, that is that. I think that is his real hair.
I will say this: Layla is not the best at applying the Indian deathlock, but she gets credit for putting it on.
She gets an E for effort. She gave it that old gave it the old trooper try.
That's right.
Just like Miz in the Figure 4.
He was horrible at that. I don't even know how you can be horrible at that.
It's like I used to backyard wrestling. It's not a difficult move to apply.
No,
Like
not at all.
I could always slap on a good figure four.
Figure four is easy to put on, and it hurts like hell. Um,
Triple
but
H, Triple H versus Booker T. That was a great feud.
that was a great fuse.
No,
So, was that WrestleMania 19 or something? So
yeah.
11 years ago. It's been 11 years since we've seen an Indian Deathlock since Triple H put one on, and Layla slapped it on there.
Now, do you think that like that was it? Somebody like one of whoever the agent was for that match had to be like just to pop the other agents.
Who the hell could the agent have been though?
That was probably Rotunda or fucking
There
Arn.
you go.
Rotunda or Arn.
RS. Why don't you slap on an Indian Deathlock there, Layla? That'll show them. The crowd will pop. I did, but I know what it is.
Arn. No, it wasn't Arn because if it was Arn, it would have been like chinlock,
Yeah.
chinlock.
Damn it, Layla. That's too flashy of a move, that Indian Deathlock. Slow it down, kid.
We're gonna go. Let's start out with a hammerlock, transition to a side headlock, then take her down with a chinlock. Rest that hold for about 5 minutes. Then you'll have the crowd eating out of your hand.
Oh,
That's my favorite thing on the Orton DVD. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's like,
that's my
Arn,
favorite part of the Orton DVD. I'm like, damn, you aren't interesting. You make Orton uninteresting.
Arn was like, slow down.
Slow it down, kid. You're moving too fast. You're doing too much stuff. Don't need to do that.
Someone locked on a claw during the pay-per-view match.
Yeah, I just read that, and I don't know who that was. Who the hell locked on a claw?
Was it Rusev maybe?
I don't know.
I saw that old Rowan's using the old like fist to the temple spot.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset that Brodus Clay is gone because he was using the heart punch for a while. He wasn't winning with it, but he was using it.
Yeah, that the heart punch was in the last WWE video game too.
That is the greatest animation in the world.
Yes. Yeah. The heart punch needs now. Heart punch needs to come back. Now I know that Scott Hall's son Cody is using the claw as his finish on the Indies.
Freaking claw. Uh, the claw, as far as wrestling move go, is not a very cool move.
No, it's not. It's not. I heard somebody like putting it over a couple of weeks ago on the old Facebook talking about how it was a believable move, and then and then in the same breath they were talking about how the Umaga's finisher, the Samoan Spike, was a shitty finisher. I was like, some huge dude just jamming his thumb into your throat as hard as he can is not believable, but some guy just smushing your face is devastating.
It's devastating. You got to have the double tendons and stuff for it to properly apply, like the Von Erichs have.
Yeah, the Von Erichs have that one mutation.
Yeah, they've got twice as many tendons in their hand, and I hit them and the Von Raschke family. They've got it too, and
who else used the claw? Did anybody else use the claw? I'm
uh,
sure.
there's been,
What's his name? Kurgan did.
oh, woo.
When he first came in, he used the claw.
I honestly think that the Cobra is a much more legitimate move than the Claw. So,
Yes.
but that's just me. I'm not a big Claw guy.
No, me either. Well, all right. If nobody has any other questions, I think we did a pretty good show here tonight. Hello?
Oops, sorry there. I hit my mute button. What I was saying is I knew a few weeks ago that Incher might have had trouble making it tonight, and then something came up for Jack. So I wasn't sure that there was going to be a show tonight, but you offered, and I think we gave these people one hell of a show.
Yeah, these internet wrestling marks, a good show. Anytime that the plan falls through, you always have Faux in your head there for you.
That's right. When people don't show up, there's a YouTube stream somewhere with
That's
us
right.
on it.
And we'll always be here for you.
That's right.
Faux in your head, always here.
Always here. Listen to our last one. It's great. We talked about a Survivor Series.
We talked about the Shield. That was when the Shield debuted. We talked about when the Shield debuted, and we talked about how Jack Swagger should be the new Crusher.
And, yeah, go listen to that. Listen to this one. If that's any indicator, we should be back in about a year and a half. So you've got
Yes,
that to look forward to.
yes, yes. So in a year and a half, I'm sure we'll be talking about how Bray Wyatt will be babyface. Yeah, that's a good thing to close out on. What do you think? What do you think we'll be talking about in a year and a half?
Well, probably Layla's devastating submission run. Indian deathlock, abdominal stretches, half crabs, STFs, the whole gambit. I don't know. There's going to be a Bray Wyatt babyface run, but I don't know if it'll be any good because they'll try to change the character.
Yeah. Now, will Brad Maddox still be in the cave?
If Brad Maddox isn't dead right now, then there's two things that is going on. He's dead, which I don't believe, or he has built a nice little fort in his basement out of cushions and blankets and pillows, and he's just having the time of his life.
Now, I don't. Now he's not in a cave because if you're in a cave, you obviously haven't showered for days. Now, I once went to an outdoor music festival where I didn't shower for days, and this like grime and like dirt that's all over Brad Maddox in these videos, that's Hollywood dirt. That's not real grime and dirt.
That's Hollywood dirt.
So he's not in a cave, and if he is in a cave and they do find his dead body, I apologize to his family and I send my condolences.
Yes. If Brad Maddox is dead, I apologize to his family for the constant amusement I found out of this. But
But it is pretty funny. I mean, it's it's really funny. It makes me laugh really hard.
yes, it does. He's got one hell of a
So
battery.
yes, he does. He has great reception and one hell of a battery. You would think that he would contact the authorities and not put a video on YouTube that he's monetizing.
Yeah.
But some people are some people are a little bit off, and I hope that we do find him. I hope that they are sending out the um, I don't know. There needs to be a search. One of the wrestlers in WWE needs to go on a search for him. That'd be a good gimmick for who's somebody who's not doing something right now.
They should send Adam Rose down to Mexico on the party bus.
There we go.
And
There
then
we
there
go.
should be a murderous gang that just murders them.
Oh, there! I just figured out something I want to talk about.
Okay.
The VOD villains.
I enjoyed them. I saw that 2 weeks ago. I don't see any potential in that moving to the main roster or anything, but I got a kick out of it.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. But I hope I hope Brad Maddox gets home safely.
All right. So a year and a half, we'll talk about how Brad Maddox is out of the cave. And I don't know.
And Layla's Layla's MMA gimmick.
Layla's MMA gimmick, the best one since Jarrett. And and how John Cena is the 27-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes, so join us in about 500 days for Faux in Your Head 3, : What's our subtitle?
Uh, Death takes a holiday.
Death takes a holiday. See ya in 500 days.
See you guys.